So next step, once your battery's out, disconnect electrical connection right here. Pull the tab back, lift it back, it'll come out. There's two 10 mils right here for the fuse box. Pop those off. Clip right here. The wiring harness, just flip it over. Get out of your way. Next things is your shifter linkage. Just pop them off with a screwdriver, rock them off gently, pop them off. Neil knows pliers were pretty good too. Now also, these clips can be a pain in the ass. I put a pair of vice grips on them, like so. And I'll pry underneath it gently up and rock the clip off. And that's it. And push shifter cables back. Let's get them out of the way. And your next step is basically just you're gonna support the engine first. Next, guys, I want to support the bottom of the transmission. Since I'm on a hoist, I can use a jack stand, lower the hoist down. But in your case, if you have a jack, put on the bottom of the tranny. Around this area, you can use a piece 2x4, small. Just take the weight off in this area, just a little bit of weight off, and that's it. Next thing, once the engine is supported, pull this main bolt right here, 17 mil. Next thing is a 4-inch bolt right here, 17 mil. Loosen it off. Now, if yours is super tight, you can't even turn it. Loosen these 3 bolts right here. It'll drop the transmission a little bit. You'll pull the bolt right out. Remove these 3 bolts. So once these 2 nuts, 1 stud's out and these 4 bolts are out, this whole assembly just comes right out. And now you get access to your 4 bolts. Hold the shifter assembly on. Now there's 2 bolts right here that hold your shifter front to back. Just pop those off. Look to the side. Don't lose this bushing here. Next, there's three more bolts. 1, 3 bolts. Now there's 1 bolt in the front here, right here. It's a 14 mil. Just take it right out. Next is remove this 14 mil bolt out here. So once all these bolts are out, give this area a quick little wipe down and blow out. Grab the assembly. You'll have to play with it a little bit to get it out. And there she is. She's out. There's a small spring pin right here. Just tap it out. Just watch on your side when it pops out. Doesn't bind up on anything. Once that comes out, just get it almost all the way out. This whole assembly will pop right off, straight off. Next, slide the shaft out of the seal. And there you go, your bearing and seal assembly's out. Now gently pull the shaft out. You can pop your seal out, the punch this way, and push it back in. Now I picked up an OEM Mazda bearing to see if I can get rid of this, the slop in the shifter assembly. The banner bearing. And the slop is still there, so this is the way it's designed. Once your seal's in place, clean your boot out, put it back in place. Give your shaft a quick wipe down. You can put some grease on if you want. Slide your assembly back in, same way you pulled it off. Play with it basically until you get the holes line up. The back detent lines up here. Line the holes up and tap your spring pin back in place. Make sure it's even on both sides. And that's it. Your assembly is ready to go back in. One thing you can do is clean this off. It's already been cleaned. Brake clean it, acetone it, and then put a good silicone or gasket maker. Now I acetone the whole area, cleaned it all off. Put a small bead of Honda Bond around the whole flange surface there, just a little bit. This piece drops in basically like so. Just gotta play with it a little bit to get in there. Just gotta find the hole. And there should be, there's the hole there. There you go. Once it's in place, install your 2 bolts right here. Sorry, install your 3 bolts right here. Once it's in place, install your 3 bolts right here. 1, 2, 3. Next, install your alignment bolt. Next, remove your bushing from here. Clean it out, grease it up, put a little grease in there on both sides. Small bolt goes in the rear, the longer bolt goes in the front. And tighten them down. Now you can give her a test. Make sure she moves freely. You can run through all the gears if you want, if you know the gear pattern. There you go, she's done. Next is the transmission mounts. Same way I took it out, all in one. Reinstall your 4 bolts here. And then you can just put the bolts in here loosely and lift the tray up a little bit and tighten them all down. Chances are the transmission mount's not going to line up right here. It's going to want to not line up. Put a pry bar in the back of the transmission and gently pry forward. Put your pry bar here and push down on the mount so it slides in place. And once you get that in place, you put your nuts on here and they're self-centering. They'll center the mount and then you can put your stud in. Now you can install your alignment spacer and your nut. Tighten this down and this will bring your transmission mount into alignment. Once you get 2 back bolts in, nuts in, you should be able to line the drop this right in. Just going freely. And tighten all 3 of these down. Once those 3 bolts are tight, put your back nut on. And tighten down your next, put your shifter cables in place. Put a little grease behind here, I did a little bit. Push them on, and there you go. Go inside the car and test it out, make sure it works. Here you guys go. Double check all your bolts, make sure everything's free, doesn't hit anything. So yeah, there you go guys, you've successfully installed the shifter seal. Install your wiring harness across your engine. Charge cost transmission. Bolt it in. Hook up your ground and turn your back turn. So install your wiring harness. Attach to the fuse box. Attach to 10 mils. And there you go. Install your battery and there you go. Start it up. Done.